Good afternoon, Arnold, and welcome. We are really, really happy here to speak to you. You know, we've spoken before, but I really want everybody to know the great work that you're doing at Packetworx. We're very proud to have you as a part of the EmergeX Highway to 100 Unicorn program from the Philippines. What would be great to understand, Arnold, is your journey so far. Why did you start Packetworx, and what is it that you are, looking at as the plans for Packetworx?
Okay. We started this journey because we see IoT as becoming a very important fact in enterprises and the community itself. So here in the Philippines, IoT is very new, although it's being adopted in a lot of countries. In the Philippines, the adoption level of IoT is very low still. So we thought that to put up a business, to start a startup to address this. So Packetworx is really we are two things. We design and develop low-power IoT devices, and at the same time, we deploy wireless IoT infrastructure within the Philippines. And the reason for this is, IoT is a very complex subject. So without devices and without connectivity, it's very hard for solution providers to be able to offer end-to-end solutions to their customers.
You know, it's fascinating to me, Arnold, that you're actually a device manufacturer, right? Considering in the region you have China, Taiwan, Korea, who focuses on device manufacturing. What was the reason that you decided to do the device manufacturing versus working with people coming from these other countries I just mentioned?
Sure. When we started Packetworx, LPWAN and specifically LoRaWAN is very new in the industry. And being new, there's not a lot of device manufacturers in the business at that time. So when we approach potential clients for our network, one of the questions that they always ask is, we have this use case, we need a device. Do you have this device? And when I look around, there are complexities in importing devices in the third world. So there's a lot of station requirements, certification, all of these things. And that coupled with the lack of available devices made us decide that without the devices, our network will be useless. And we have to get into the hardware business as well. We don't really plan to manufacture devices en masse. But we do have the capability of manufacturing in small quantities, and this allows us to, and coupled with the capability to customize designs according to the use cases and the requirements of our client, makes us very competitive in the market. It takes us about 30 to 45 days to design and develop a device from scratch to actual commercial grade quality device.
Wow, that is very, very impressive, right? Because it's almost like the 3D printing of devices for the LoRa network. What are some of the use cases that you are working on? It'll be interesting to understand what are the industries that you're working on. What are some of the use cases out there? What do you see the future in terms of adoption?
Sure. We've done over and counting over 30 pilots and POCs in the market the past 1-2 years, and so far we didn't like it to be this way, but this is how the market is. The biggest traction that we're getting is in the utilities business, water utility, electric utility industry. But at the same time, we're seeing traction in terms of smart building applications, specifically, and this is local to the Philippines, automated metering for sub-meters within the building. But we see this as a stepping point in terms of providing additional services within the building as they get to know the power and uses of IoT. So right now, we're automating the reading and generation of billing information for building administrators uh, for electric bills and water bills. But at the same time, we're introducing to them security use cases, human resource management use cases, environmental sensors, and all of these things that are needed in a smart building application.
That's very, very exciting because you're starting with certain use cases, going deep, and then looking at how can you actually continue to create value across different functions, right? And what is the use case that you believe is ubiquitous? What I mean is that it doesn't matter which industry it is in, which country. What is the one big punt that you think you feel is going to make Packetworks?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to make Packetworx, but the ubiquitous use case that we're seeing is, as mentioned earlier, automated metering. That's one. Security. That's another. Environmental sensing. That's another. So just those three cases, have applications across the board in various industries, and even enterprise versus consumer market. Those are ubiquitous across the board, horizontally and vertically.
So right now you're focused only in the Philippines. What do you see as the opportunity, and how can we as Microsoft help you, right?
Right.
As a part of the EmergeX program, we really want to be a part of your journey, and we're looking forward, to supporting you. So what are the areas that you believe that we can support you in, and what are your plans in terms of more than the Philippines as
Sure.
as
That's
a
a
market?
very interesting question, Lathika. So, Packetworx began as an hardware manufacturer and network operator. But as we engage with system integrators that cater to different verticals, we found out that a lot of these system integrators are not equipped to provide a complete solution. They don't have the platform, they don't have the software. So Packetworks is stepping into that, still doing providing services to system integrators and partners. So this is where Microsoft comes in. Software and platform are all software, and Microsoft's cloud platform, Azure, and associated services are perfectly matching this requirement for us. And because it's based in the cloud, development of these applications and platforms will be a lot easier and less capital intensive for a startup like us. And this also allows us to enter into the global market, as LPWAN is LPWAN, and specifically LoRaWAN is the largest installed base at the moment right now. It has eclipsed, for example, NB-IoT and Sigfox in terms of installation base worldwide. And Packetworks being a supporter of this. In fact, we're the first and only member of independent member of the LoRa Alliance in the Philippines, allows us to expand our market to other countries. As the network network coverage for LoRaWAN becomes more available, it allows us to enter those markets as well. And just recently, this January, it's been announced that there's 23 operators already offering roaming services. So if you have a device from one country, you can roam and move to another country and still expect that device to work. Similar to GSM roaming, so this is available right now in the market.
So this is a very exciting time for Packetworks because not only is the technology evolving, like you just mentioned, from a roaming perspective, your ability to kind of scale geos is also going to be, it can kind of piggyback on this evolving technology. What do you see as the next couple of years journey for Packetworks, Arnold? Who are some of the customers that, who are some of the customers that you believe that you really would like to, have, as part of your client list?
Wow, very deep question. Well, the next few years we plan to cement our dominance in the Philippines, because we're very strong here because we have the network already. We're the first and only one that is doing the network. Um, so we plan to dominate the Philippine market first, and then expand to other countries as mentioned earlier, as the coverage for LoRaWAN devices becomes more readily available worldwide. So in terms of clients, um, we're more looking for system integrators that offer worldwide coverage, partnering with them, being a one-stop shop in terms of providing a complete solution, custom developed, customized for their client base. So that's one of the things that we're trying to do. Another thing that we are trying to start up right now is, Packetworx is a social enterprise. So being a social enterprise, we're very keen in implementing and deploying, for example, city use cases and applications that addresses environmental concerns. We're partnering. I think this August, the World Economic Forum. Philippines is one of the countries that are being asked to present a smart city solution. We're part and partial of that activity, and we're partnering with a foundation that is actually deploying low-cost wireless flood sensors, for example. Flood sensors that cost about $100 and last for 3 years, which allows you to view, on a mobile phone or an application, flood levels in the different areas of the globe.
Wow,
So
that's actually fascinating to know. I didn't, we've had a couple of conversations, but this is new, and I'm very very excited to hear because clearly the sustainability, you've mentioned the environment, and the readings around that is a very key part of what Packetworx is doing.
it is, yes.
It is.
We didn't really mention this a lot because I was advised that a lot of VCs are sort of staying away from social enterprises. I don't believe that it's a mutually exclusive thing. Addressing the environmental, global concerns, societal concerns, and making money. Those are part, and you can have both, in my
You can have
opinion.
both.
So
I completely agree with you. Microsoft, we are very clear that we're going to be zero carbon neutral, before 2030, right? It's a very big part, and I'm sure we're all about also doing the socially and environmentally correct business today. So the fact that Packetworx, you're thinking ahead, there's nothing to be apologetic about it. I think
thank you.
it's really something that I'm very very proud to hear. I'm very proud that you're part of the EmergeX programs and Highway to 100 Unicorns. We're here to support you, Arnold. Good luck, and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
Great, thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye.